Now, you've heard of Burgundy, you've heard of Champagne, but have you heard of Apogee? We gathered a bunch of sommeliers and winemakers for a blind tasting of Tasmanian Pinot as part of our deep dive series at younggunofwine.com and asked them to call out their top 6 wines, and because it was blind, there was no bias. This wine, the 2023 Apogee Alto Pinot Noir, was named in the top few by 2 of our panellists. That's a big call given how stacked the lineup was. The man, the legend behind Apogee is Dr. Andrew Pirie, a true pioneer of Tasmanian wine. He was the first in Tasmania to earn a PhD in viticulture, and he's been shaping the island's wine story since the early 70s. He even received an Order of Australia for his contribution to the Tasmanian industry. Now, he didn't just stumble on his vineyard site. His doctoral research used climatology, basically weather science, to identify where vines would thrive. That research led him to plant Piper's Brook, and decades later he used that same approach to find what he believed was an even better spot, a higher, cooler site in the hills of Piper's River. He named it Apogee, meaning the highest point. The vineyard sits at 210 metres above sea level, and that elevation makes it about 1.5 degrees cooler than sea level sites, and that difference can translate to an extra couple of weeks of ripening time, which for Pinot is a big deal. The 2023 growing season temperature, the 7 months from October to April at Apogee, averaged 14.7 degrees, and for context, Burgundy, the spiritual home of Pinot, averages about 15.3 degrees, so Apogee is even cooler, sitting in the same temperature range as Boozy in the Champagne region. This 2023 vintage Apogee wine was harvested in mid-April, and that's the middle of autumn. That's really late. Now, you might wonder, how does he get his grapes ripe in such a cool spot? Andrew puts it down to canopy management, specifically having enough leaf area to soak up sunlight and drive photosynthesis. More leaves, more energy equals more ripeness. And you can really feel that in the glass. What jumps out immediately is the wine's acidity. It's high and bright, and there's a tension to it, but it's not underripe. What's really unique here is the mid-palate richness without heavy tannins. You get layers of red fruits, cherry and strawberry and raspberry, and plum and charcuterie and orange peel, and then there's this thread of clove and mushroom. It's deeply perfumed, deeply savoury, and its texture is silky. It's the kind of wine that gets the taste buds going and makes you want to sit down for a proper meal. It's serious Pinot with a bit of wildness and intrigue. If you want to go deeper on Pinot, Tasmanian vineyards, or the full results of the blind tasting, head to younggunofwine.com and dive in. Cheers.